I'm here to tell y'all something. I'm here to share something with you that you may not have known. You ready? Everything is your fault. Everything in your life is your fault. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's something where you said, oh, I had zero control. Still your fault. Why? Because everything that is currently manifested is just simply a reflection of your mind, of your emotional awareness, of your self-awareness. Even the things that you may not have had control over, as in this thing happened and it happened out of nowhere, I didn't expect it. If it's still bothering you today, if it's bothering you, if you're thinking about it, if you're reliving it, trauma, and you are anxious, depressed, miserable, unable to enjoy life, that's your fault. That is your fault. Everything that is current in your life right now is your fault, and you will never, ever move past anything until you take responsibility for something. Whether it's responsibility for how you're reacting presently, whether it's the responsibility for continuing to live in the past, take responsibility for the fact that you replay past things in your mind and that keeps you down in the present. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for the fact that you've been in fucked up relationships. That's your fault. Because there was something that let you know at many points there were flags, and you chose to ignore them. You chose to use the heart over the mind. That's fine, we all do it, but it's still your fault. Your pain is your fault because you allow it to still be pain. Your suffering is your fault because you still allow it to make you suffer. You're the one who says yes and no to a thing. It is your responsibility to allow or not allow a thing in your mind space, period. So until you can take responsibility for every single thing that happens that's led you to the current moment, you will never, ever move forward. That's step one. Mindset shift. I've had fucked up relationships with some fucked up men. My fault. Because along the way, I definitely had intuitions and hints and ideas of what I was really getting myself into and who I was really involving myself with, and ignored them. Failing a thing, anything, my fault. Because I probably told myself I was going to fucking fail before I even actually gave myself a chance. Not living to my fullest potential, my fault. Who the fuck else's responsibility is that your life isn't the way that you want it? How dare we put that on anybody else? You have 1,000% control and authority over your fucking life. Period. So it's like, when you know that, why bother not cultivating and creating and manifesting exactly the life it is that you want? If you are concerned with how somebody else or other people feel about it, your fault. Nobody told you you had to do that. There are no such thing as obligations. Get rid of that shit. The only thing that you're obligated, if you really want to fucking use that word and just can't let it go, to your children, to your family. But if I'm being honest and you might not like it, still a choice. You're choosing to be a great parent, and you're choosing to be a great partner or spouse. You don't have to be. You're choosing to be because you probably have morals and you love them and all that stuff, and it's great. But you still have a choice. We always have a choice. You have to stop thinking that you don't have a choice because of obligations. And I'm not talking about family and providing and kids. I'm talking about other shit. There's a lot of other shit that we take way too much responsibility for. Oh, I have to do this because of this other person, and da-da-da, and how would I do this? Well, how would I? No, you fucking don't. You're choosing that, and if you're going to choose that, then shut the fuck up and be there. But if you're going to complain about it and be miserable and depressed and anxious and all of those things, then make a conscious decision to do something different and better. Period. No fucking body is forcing your hand and putting a gun to your head. And if you are in that kind of situation, there's help for that. And I pray for you. And I send you much healing, love, and light. And I hope that you get out of that. But if that's not what it is, if you're not sitting here right now with a gun held to your fucking head somebody telling you what choices and decisions to make, everything is in your power. Therefore, everything that doesn't go your way, or everything that's not the way you prefer, or all the goals you haven't reached, or that relationship you haven't left, or that job you haven't left, or that past traumatic experience that you still relive to this day, that haunts you, that torments you, that keeps you from enjoying life, that's all your fault. Nobody else is going to rescue you from that. Nobody else is going to pull you out of that. Nobody else can. Even for the people that care about you so much and want to try and just save your ass, still fucking can't. It's up to you. Period. Blue Lotus.
There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. I feel it, though I do not see it. It is this unseen power which makes itself felt and yet defies all proof, because it is so unlike all that I perceive through my senses.